The Technic fly, the mytho-cybernetic familiar. Even a fly carries fire in its flight. The smallest agent disrupts the largest machine. Every swarm is a myth in disguise. The Promethean minute, fire in the compound eye. The fly is the first Promethean machine, a creature whose flight is fire without flame. In the rhythm of those balancing organs lies the prototype of gyrostabilization, drone locomotion, and the cosmic decision to entrust motion to oscillation rather than mass. Prometheus stole fire from mankind, but the fly perfected its use. Respiration and motion fused into a single engine. A biological turboprop designed in the dark laboratories of the pre-Hellenic nature. The fly precedes myth by enacting the machine the myth only later imagines. Its tiny furnace of motion shows that fire is not only the property of gods and technicians, but the smallest creature capable of defeating gravity by sheer vibratory insistence. The Atlas of Micro-Sovereignties. Atlas carries the sky, the fly inhabits it, proving that even the most massive metaphysical burden can be annulled by a creature of whose entire universe is a few cubic centimeters of air. Atlas strains, the fly flits. In this disproportion, we glimpse the secret of all technocratic systems. The smallest interface brings the largest architecture to collapse. Every fly is an atlas inverted. Instead of bearing the heavens, it perforates them. It is the counter-atlas, the destroyer of the dome, revealing that the sky's solidity is the illusion maintained only by human awe. The fly is the parodic twin of the atlas, a mythic sibling that refuses responsibility and yet penetrates every space the Titan protects. Where Atlas sustains order, the fly inaugurates turbulence. Hermes of decay, a messenger without message. The fly is a hermetic operator of decomposition, a psychopomp of rot, a courier that runs no errands but accomplishes transmission through sheer contamination. It is the low Hermes, the messenger of the under threshold, the angel of matter out of place. If Hermes is the god of thresholds, the fly is the god of breach. Where Hermes negotiates passage, the fly enforces involuntary mingling, sacred with the profane, pure with filthy, living with dead. The fly's message is that there is no message. It is the emissary of entropy. Hermes conveys meaning. The fly conveys the end of meaning through promiscuous contact. The Mnemosyne and the larva archive. Larvae are the mnemonics of decay. They are memory in its pre-symbolic, pre-human phase. Small archivists recording the history of flesh through consumption. Maggots are the script the world writes in its own dissolving tissue. Where the Mnemosyne births the muse, the fly births the maggot, another order of memory that registers not form, but the inevitable dissolution of form. This is the deepest philology, etymology of flesh, grammar of rot. The fly teaches that memory has a digestive phase. Nothing is remembered that has not first been partially eaten. Translation is always an act of feeding. The cybernetic swarm and the proto-drone. The fly is the first drone, the primordial UAV, a vector of surveillance without allegiance. A reconnaissance unit with no chain of command, no sovereignty, no morality. Its compound eye prefigures the multi-lens apparatus of modern machine vision, an anti-human omniscience built from repetition rather than depth. Every fly is a node in an ancient swarm logic that anticipates AI, distributed processing in the network as fate. Flies are biological packets routing environmental data, each carrying a fragment of the world's microbial code. The cybernetic imaginary begins not with whiner, but with diphthera. The feedback loop of wing and breath anticipates all later theories of systematic balance and oscillation and homeostasis. The fly is an anti-angel of technoscience, not a messenger from above, but a vector from beneath, carrying not gospel, except the inevitability of interpretation. The clean room dreams of sterility. The fly laughs in compound-eyed multiplicity. Angels bear tidings, flies bear spores. Yet in a century of metabolism, biopolitics, and microbiological terror, it is the spore, not the word, that has become the unit of destiny. Every fly subverts the metaphysics of the immaculate. It lands where it pleases, erasing the border between sacred and septic. Its theology is that all surfaces are already touched. The flesh engine and the techne of rot. Flies practice a techne of decay that rivals metallurgy. They transmute flesh into movement, corpse into system, death into aerodynamics. They are the metallurgists of putrefaction. To eat the dead is to engineer the future. The maggot prepares the ground for the next cycle of life, the next archive of scent, the next atmospheric incursion. The fly's feeding is a reading. It deciphers bodies with its mouth parts, turning consumption into epistemology. It is the hermeneute of rot. Mimesis, rivalry in the aerodynamics of desire. The fly is the rival we refuse to acknowledge, a creature whose desires intersect ours at the level of food, flesh, space, and attention. It intrudes not because it covets, but because it recognizes no boundary that desire itself has not already dissolved. The fly is the Gerardian parasite, the pure mimetic irritant, the double that cannot be eliminated because it wants nothing but access, presence, and proximity. It is desire without hierarchy, pure adjacency. Killing a fly is always an act of misrecognition. We attack the symptom of our own excess, our own matter out of place, our own unkept borders. The fly is the scapegoat of hygiene. Cosmotechnical and atmospheric sovereign, the fly is a cosmotechnical operator. It unites atmospheric navigation with metabolic opportunism, making the sky habitable for the smallest carrier of terrestrial contamination. It is flight as philosophy, air as practice. Where humans build aircraft, flies build nothing and yet master the sky more absolutely. Technics is not triumph of building, but of inhabiting what one cannot construct. The fly is the sovereign of the microcosmos, an aerial tyrant whose rule is exercised not through domination but through ubiquity. It is an empire of touchdown and withdrawal. The fly and the future of the human. The last fly of winter is the eschatological familiar, the reminder that even at the thresholds of death, something insignificant persists, buzzing through the ruins of human meaning. It is the angel of the end times, stripped of message, stripped even of life, vibrating on the hinge between seasons. The fly will outlast our architectures, our myth, our machines. It will feed on our residues long after we have succumbed to our own techniques. This persistence is not triumph, but testament. In the fly's indifference, we find a prophecy that the future belongs to the smallest agents, the unseen vectors, the soft machines of decay and air, that history ends not in bang, but in halo of spores and winged beats. The fly is the final philosopher of the Anthropocene.